Hmm, 6 out of 10. This must be a pretty mediocre and a pretty bad game, right? Oh shit. Oh my god, guys. Where Winds Meet is exploding right now. I mean, it's hitting huge player numbers for an online multiplayer game. Contrary to IGN reviews, which said that the game was messy, which said that the game was buggy, it was a mix of multiple games but literally had nothing good in it. Well, guess what? People are really liking the game and the numbers show. And this is just Steam numbers, by the way. Steam numbers hitting 250k. We are not even taking into consideration the official launcher for this game, which will probably have around the same number of players because yeah, the launcher also has a light version, mind you. A lot of people on low-end devices are playing on the light version. We are also not considering PlayStation numbers. We are also not considering Epic Game numbers. So it's safe to say that this game right now has more than 500k online players playing, which is absolutely crazy for an online game, especially when you consider the fact that the game launched with less number of people and the number of people who are playing this game is still increasing every single day. Now, you know what? I really want to look at the faces of the guys who said that the game will die in 1 week. Bro, where are you all? Where are you all? Yeah. Please reveal your names down in the comments, guys. I want to look at you guys personally who said that the game will die. Yeah, your expressions, the sort of expressions you're making looking at these numbers right now. Now, honestly, I had my faith in this game, okay? I have made a video on this game previously in the channel that I put right after the game released, but that was like a very early impressions, and most of the information that I put in that video was based on the CN version of the game, right? So yeah, a lot of stuff has changed. I played the game a lot, like I am absolutely addicted to this game, and I got to know a lot of new things from the game after playing it, right? After talking to players, after seeing what's happening in the community and stuff, and I guess a lot of people really loved it. I mean, I am loving it personally. This game kind of nailed the free-to-play formula, right? When you think of free-to-play RPG games or action RPG games, you mostly think of games like the gacha games that we have in the market right now, like Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, you got Zenless Zone Zero, mostly all the Hoyoverse games, and then you got Wuthering Waves, right? And a few of them upcoming gacha games as well. But mostly when you think of free-to-play action RPG games, these are the games that comes in mind. Now, when you download these games for free and you start playing them, you will absolutely love them, okay? Like these games, Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, these games at the end of the day are pretty good games. They have really good story, they have really good gameplay, and once you start playing them, you will really start to enjoy them. You will understand why so many players like these games. But as you start spending some time in these games, as you pour in maybe 1 month, 2 months of gameplay into these games, right? Once you have a few hundred hours in this, you start seeing some problems with these games. Mainly two big problems. So once you start playing, you realize that in order to experience a different form of gameplay, maybe play with a different character, maybe change up your team, maybe change the way you are doing combat in these games, you have to actually pull for different characters. If you are not actively indulging in the gacha in these games, you will be stuck with a very limited roster of characters and your gameplay quickly becomes really stagnant. And hey guys, it's gacha, right? You either get the character and their weapon in one pull, or you're spending $300 and maybe 180, 190 pulls before you even get the character, right? I'm just talking about the character. If you go for their weapons, you're probably spending upwards of $600 on one character alone. So you can see that there is like an infinite well of money out here, especially if you are trying to experience different characters and their different weapons in a sustainable manner. Now, I'm not saying you cannot do this in a free-to-play manner, but every patch only gives you a limited number of pulls, and if you want to actually experience the playstyle of every single character in the game, you will have to spend money. There is no other option, unless maybe you are blessed by the RNG gods, or maybe you're using up your entire lifetime's luck on a game, but I don't know. I'm yet to find someone like that. Then slowly, as you start to pull your favorite characters, as you start to build them, you start to realize that there is also a certain amount of power creep in these games. Suddenly, the best in slot DPS that you pulled 3 months back is not the best in slot anymore. In fact, all the endgame modes and the new events that are dropping do not really favor your best in slot DPS that you pulled 3 months back. They have buffs and they have different gimmicks that favor the latest DPS that they are trying to sell. And what happens if you don't pull this latest DPS that they're trying to sell you? Well, the character disappears for maybe another month, sometimes 2 months. We got characters that have not had rerun for like an entire year, right? So there is always a chance that if you miss one character, you may have to wait an entire year to get that character again. And not to mention, if you don't log in into these games every single day and do the same set of commissions every single day, for years, you are missing out on potential pulls. So if you don't have time to play the game for maybe a week or something, you are in this constant FOMO that you are missing out on pulls, you're missing out on events, you are potentially missing out on new characters and new playstyles. This FOMO that these games create kind of traps players into this whole bubble, and once they are inside this bubble, they find it really difficult to come out and play other games. I mean, let's be honest, if you have spent around 1,000, 2,000 hours in a game, in a gacha game, you have spent upwards of hundreds of dollars in these games. Will you find it easy to just give up that game? Let's be real. There is always going to be this feeling that I have sunk in so many hours, I have sunk in so much money into this game, I have grinded so much for the perfect artifacts, for the perfect relics, whatever you call it, or struggled through all of that RNG. How can I just go ahead and quit this game, right? It will feel like all the hours and all the money you put in before has just gone to waste. This is exactly the kind of FOMO that these games are trying to trap you in. Now, Where Winds Meet said, you know what, guys? We're gonna throw all of that FOMO, all of that power creep out of the window. Yeah, and we're just gonna let the players enjoy the game completely for free. No restrictions on what sort of gameplay you can play or not. No restrictions on any sort of gameplay, no restrictions on any of the weapons or anything. Just go ahead and do whatever you want. They put 12 different kinds of weapons. All of these weapons have different forms of playstyles. So you can be a healer, you can be a tank, you can be an assassin, you can be a spear guy, whatever you want. And they just made it available to everyone. All you have to do is just play the game, just complete the missions, you get the weapon, you unlock everything for the weapon, and you can completely play a different playstyle. There is no restrictions. The only restriction is you have to put in your time to unlock the weapon and to unlock the skills. And they also put in weekly EXP caps. So yeah, you're not gonna be having people who are just rushing through the entire story, who are reaching endgame max level in like 3 days. I know there are people like that who just do all that sort of no-life stuff. I mean, you know, when a new map drops in Wuthering Waves or Genshin Impact, you always have that one guy on Reddit, right, posting 100% map completion within 3 hours. Yeah, I'm looking at you guys, bro. Have you touched grass for the last 2 or 3 years? I doubt it. Yeah, you cannot do that shit in this game, okay? There are weekly limitations. So even if you are a casual player, you're not gonna be left behind. You can take your own pace to enjoy the story, to enjoy the game world, because nobody is crossing that level cap at the end of the week, right? So you got the whole week to slowly grind the game, to slowly enjoy, and at the end of the week, you will be at the same level as all the other guys who tried to rush max level on day one. And yeah, the EXP carries over when the level caps hit finally at the end of the week. So basically, if you are max level, nothing is stopping you from playing the game anymore, because that EXP will keep stacking up, and next week you will just bounce back to whatever level you deserve to be, right? So they are not restricting you from playing the game by adding a level cap. They're just trying to maintain the power balance in the game, which is really good. No gambling to unlock different playstyles. No FOMO of having to log in every single day, of doing the same missions every single day. No pressure to go ahead and unlock this character, otherwise you will not be able to clear the endgame content, your team is gonna be irrelevant. All of that stuff is completely gone. You can actually enjoy this game without having to worry about all of that bullshit. And they just left clearing the content to individual player skills. If you are good at dodging, if you are good at parrying, you will be able to clear bosses even if you are like 10, 15 levels below them. I am seeing creators do that, right? If you got skill issues, hey bro, you're just stuck. You cannot go, you cannot do anything in this game. So you cannot just swipe your card, just pay with your wallet, and suddenly you're clearing all the content in the game, suddenly becoming stronger by paying, right? No, if you want to be stronger, you actually need to have skills in this game. You just cannot pay your way through all the content. Now, the second biggest issue I feel that these free RPG games or gacha games had for the longest time is that they did not have a proper co-op system. Now these games will market them as co-op, and they will put a co-op tag in their games. You know why they do that? It's because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be searching specifically for free co-op games on Steam or on other libraries to play with their friends, right? And these games are going to be showing up as co-op games. Only when they download the game and play later on, they realize the only co-op options in this game is you can run a few dungeons with your friends, and that's about it. You cannot explore together, you cannot do the story together, there is no co-op activities like guilds or PvP, nothing. It's basically bare bones co-op. I will not even call it co-op at this point. It's just a selling gimmick so that the games just appear on Steam search when people search for co-op games. That's about it. Where Winds Meet co-op took it a step further. Now, I'm not saying this is MMO levels of co-op, okay? There are still a lot of things missing when it comes to MMO levels of co-op, but it is just enough for the people who were stuck playing those free gacha games. They're going to see this co-op and they'll be like, wow, we have a lot of stuff to do with our friends finally. You got guild PvP, you got guild bosses, you got huge raid bosses which you can do with 40 players, you got player versus player single battles, you got leisurely activities, right? You can do sumo wrestling with them, you can practice martial arts with them, you can get married to other players. What? Basically, you have a lot of stuff to do in co-op, right? It's not going to be an empty scenario, and there is going to be a lot of stuff you can do with your friends. You cannot do the main story with your friends, obviously. Yeah, I wish we could do that, but you can definitely do all the side quests, all the world quests, and you can explore and everything with your friend, and they get all the rewards as well. So basically, if you are clearing your entire world, and then you go help clear your friend's world, you get double the rewards. That's just absolutely good, right? That's giving you extra incentive to go and help out your friends. The campaign and the story itself is really good. So you're going to be spending hundreds of hours just playing the campaign, just exploring your world, just doing side quests. But everyone is done with the campaign at some point, right? And after you're done with the campaign, there's just so much endgame stuff to do in the co-op modes that you will never be bored. It's not just one or two endgame modes like in these free gacha games or in these free RPG games that we have available, right? There is a plethora of endgame modes that you can do, and there is something for everybody. If you like leisurely activities, you have leisurely activity endgame modes. If you want PvP, you have PvP endgame modes. If you want something like Monster Hunter style, like raid battles, like boss battles, you got something like that as well. So every kind of player gets to experience some sort of endgame mode, and they also have a lot of good rewards. So there is real incentive to playing them. Where Winds Meet did something genius, guys. They took this story experience from these gacha games, from these RPG games that we have for free. They took the same quality of storytelling, they took the same quality of open world building, graphics, gameplay, and all of that stuff, and then they took some of the multiplayer aspects from popular MMO games like Blue Protocol. They took both of them, they merged them together, and then they gave the player the option. If you want to experience a good story-driven game, you play the offline mode. If you want to experience this game with your friends, if you want to have some co-op fun, you play the MMO mode. The solo experience is so good that if you are coming from an MMO game, like a proper MMO game like Blue Protocol, which I don't know, is that game still alive? Are people still playing it? I don't know. But yeah, if you're coming from an MMO like Blue Protocol, you're gonna be really enjoying the solo player aspects of this game, the story, because it's just way better than what normal MMOs let you experience. And if you are coming from a story-driven game like Genshin, Wuthering Waves, the multiplayer aspect of this game is just so better. You are going to be enjoying that aspect. So basically, from whichever game you are coming into this one, you have something new to experience, and the result is a game that captures audience from a really wide pool. If it was just a gacha game, like if it was competing with just gacha games, then its audience would just be limited to gacha game audience, right? Which we know is slowly fragmenting. A lot of new gacha games will probably not see the numbers that Genshin saw in COVID times. Let's be real, they're never going to be seeing those numbers. But if you are targeting a broader audience, not just gacha game, you are targeting RPG fans, you're targeting MMO fans, you're targeting anyone who likes Souls-like combat, you suddenly have a huge player base to attract, and the result, you are seeing like huge player numbers for an online game. Now, I know there are a few problems with this game, okay? Let's be real, even if they don't have pay to win, the cosmetic situation in this game is a little bit messed up. There is a $42,000 boat that you can buy, not a boat, basically a ship. I know other players can get on it and you can have parties and all of that stuff, but bro, $42,000, that is some insane amount of money for an in-game cosmetic. And if you look at a few other in-game cosmetics as well, you got $60, you got like $40 cosmetics in this game. So basically you can end up paying the price of a whole new game just to get one cosmetic. But hey, those cosmetics are not affecting the way you play the game. They're not going to be restricting your gameplay. They're not going to be suddenly helping you get stronger in any way. At the end of the day, it's basically just your decision. If you want that cosmetic, you can get that cosmetic. If you don't want it, it's completely fine, bro. It's okay being broke. I'm broke, man. So it's okay being broke. At least it's better than having to spend on a character that completely flips the meta, right? That completely makes the game a totally different experience. So yeah, that was Where Winds Meet. I think this game is going to be hitting even more players. The problem with this game was when this game dropped, it got a lot of hate, especially because people started to misinterpret the AI in this game. They thought that the devs are using AI to create the whole game, right? That it uses AI assets and stuff. And at the end of the day, the only thing they used AI was to make smart NPCs, and smart NPCs are really cool. I wish more games did that. So that misunderstanding, plus a lot of people calling it just a copy-paste Chinese game, calling it another pay-to-win gacha, a lot of misinformation spread out, and because of that, this game did not see the launch numbers that it rightfully deserved. But as all of these misunderstandings are clearing out and people are finally understanding what sort of game this is, I think more people are going to be downloading this game. 250k players is just the beginning. I think this game has the potential to cross 400k players on Steam alone. I'm not even talking about other platforms, right? And for a long time, we'll probably not have another good social RPG like this one. Like, I don't know any other game that has been teased which is similar to this. If you guys know of any other game like this, you guys can comment it down below. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Where Winds Meet? Are you playing this game? Are you enjoying this game? And yeah, if you've made friends and all that stuff, let me know your experience in Where Winds Meet, right? I am personally really enjoying this game, and I hope that we get more games like this in the future, not just gacha games, more gacha games. Bro, I'm so tired of gacha games, to be honest. Yeah, and that will be my take on Where Winds Meet, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. I'm a small channel, bro. It helps me grow. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.